welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. And on this evening's live, there's a few things we need to talk about. We'll talk about the fact that XRP went down and consolidated last night and had a flash drop down to about the 58 point, it was like 58.5 cents, 58.8 depending on exchange. But now we formed a bull flag here as we're coming down to the daily close. The weekly candle close will be done here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in 34 minutes, we've got to discuss how the weekly closed for XRP. And it's going to be pretty interesting because we formed a bull flag here right at the end of the week off of that drop. So what looked like a bearish drop is actually something that's very warranted for the next layer up here. Julie, will you throw my hat out here? The one on the couch. So it's a very warranted drop, and that liquidity grab, although some might have went very bearish, that makes me very bullish, the fact that we were able to grab that. And it's not unlike when we went down to 52.5 cents, and finally that was able to push us up to over 65. Now with that drop, we have a technical move that's playing out here to about 67.7 cents if it plays out true, which would put us over the rising channel resistance from 2022 at 66.6 cents. So we'll see if this plays out, and it plays out for real, or if it's a fake out here. Thank you, Julie. But it's a very interesting close that we're going to be coming down to this evening. So I'm excited to be here with each and every one of you. It's like it's in between being cold out right now and warm, so you might see me shuffling with my clothes, like my jackets that I'm wearing right now. So I'm gonna take off my heavier jacket for now. So I think we have a lot to watch out for. Bitcoin, as we talked about yesterday, I said be careful with that, as it looked like it was a bear trap setting up. So don't go short. Watch that bull flag that it looked like it had formed in the shorter time frames, and it looks like it's starting to play true to that formation, and XRP could just be a little bit behind that. We'll also take a look here this evening after we get through all the technicals and get through everything in the nitty-gritty. We'll read this about how XRP's poised for a massive breakout in March, according to analysts, and we'll put that up against what we already know, but we'll have attained through this technical analysis. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. I thank you for watching on this Sunday evening, as I know it can get a little tricky here. Sorry, I'm going to make that a little bit clearer. It can get a little tricky here during the weekend. Sometimes we want to take a break, but the harsh reality is if we trade crypto, there's no days off with crypto because it's a 24/7 market. So we have to approach it as that. So let me timestamp this very quickly. As the DXY is coming back online, the commodities markets and the futures markets will be starting to come back online here. So it'll be less of a thinly traded weekend as we go through the hours from about 7 p.m. and on until we get into the market open tomorrow morning. So good evening, 6:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, March 3rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So if you are tuning in, please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this video. And it'll allow not just for new members to find this beautiful audience, but allow older members that might not have this popping up in their feed anymore because it's not part of their algorithm. But by everybody hitting that like button and YouTube recommending this, it forces it back within their algorithm, along with new viewers that never even knew about this station. So I'm going to get into the comments. I don't know how many people are watching. It's Sunday, so there might not... Okay, never mind. Certainly wasn't expecting to see 90 people already. So I'm going to open it up on my phone so I can catch up because I'm sure there's going to be comments. Please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this video and to show that you respect my work and being here even on a Sunday for each and every one of you as well as myself. Kwame, welcome in and thank you for being in Tom's Army for month one with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Who else is excited here this evening about that drop we had last night? Despite the masses being in panic mode, who's excited about that liquidity grab? And right now, formulating being above 625 even after an 8% drop last night, or in the early AM hours, still being over that 625 support level, and now forming a bull flag that I'll show you guys in just a minute to where it can be a catalyst to break. Actually, I'll put it on the screen. Why would I wait? And then we'll talk about it in just a minute. So this is what we're talking about right here. And then there's two initial moves. So that's what you'd be looking at. But the overall move should be around 677 in the short term. So these are disguised drops. To me, they're exhaustion candles if they play out truthfully. This is nothing more than an exhaustion candle, and we'll talk more about what that means in a minute. And Kwame, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And it's true, folks. That's my face superimposed on that emoji badge. Oh, I kid you not. I kid you not. Mark Casson, welcome in. Good evening to you, my friend. Ali, Juan, John Hall, Bradley, Heathrow, welcome in and thanks for tuning in this evening. Randad, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Good evening to you, my friend. Light Switch Tom, thanks for renewing in Tom's Army, being a 2-month member now with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Respect that, my fellow Tom. Hamza, welcome in and welcome to the team. Month 1 in Tom's Army with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Appreciate that, Hamza. UK Phil, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months now with the XRP Meteor. Unbelievably supportive we have here. Bradley says our crypto lord and savior Tom has arrived. I appreciate that. Heathrow, we all love XRP around these parts. Well, most of us at least. Louisville, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Let's see. JW, welcome in and thank you for also being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I'll let Julie know that you are in here tonight when I see her. She's always excited to see when you comment. You always make her feel good because you always give her positive reinforcement too. Oh, beautiful thing. Crypto Greek, Taki Tam, welcome in. I think that XRP won't surprise US dumping to 48 cents. Hey, well, we'll see what happens here, and we'll see if it plays out. If it plays down from this bull flag instead of up for whatever reason, 57.47 would be the technical target. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army with month 1 with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Theo goes viral, like and share. Yes, please hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this, and share this on social media or wherever so that your friends can join you here. Johnny Styles, welcome in. JIOV, thanks for tuning in and being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the, or over 2 years with the 589 badge. This just the beginning. Have an exit plan. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And welcome in, Johnny Styles. Sup, my friend. G-Berg, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for a month with the emoji badge and being abducted by aliens. Oh, it makes me feel so good to be able to see those month 1 badges. It means we're getting the word out and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. XDC looks like it may be halfway through a cup in the 4-hourly. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We'll look at XDC as it's pushing a very bullish pattern right now. As we know, we were expecting a big breakout here of possibly 90%. It's gone up some 16% initially, but now it backtracked. Now that 90%, there's some conditions where we have to pass certain levels, but we're off to a hot start already with XDC. As I'm going to keep my jacket on because it's definitely getting cooler as the minutes go by here. Torin, welcome in. I know it's not one of your tokens, but SHX is great opportunity. Yes, I've heard a lot about it, but it's had such a major run-up already that I'm uncomfortable buying in the moments of high volatility onto the upside. But I have heard that quite a bit. Quite a bit. Crypto Scrooge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. It's going really well, my brother. Going really well. Make sure you guys follow Crypto Scrooge here on YouTube, as he is very dedicated to Sologenic, the XRP ledger, and crypto that involves and revolves around the ledger, XRP, Corium, that kind of stuff, and all the advancements. So make sure you watch him. He does a hell of a job. He's been in this community since the beginning, and he took it upon himself to start talking about other things because he thought it was, and not just thought, he was right, that these are important topics that need to be discussed. Tanya May, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. We'll get into H-Bar at some point this evening as well. JM, welcome in. He says SHS is good. Yes, indeed. I've heard them say that a lot. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Luminosity, welcome in. Mr. Boshangos, Dean, Janthony, David Kennedy, Bovine, Hisro, Coco, welcome in. Mr. Bams, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 years with the 589 badge. Welcome in, my brother. Hopefully you're having a great evening. The Catmen, welcome in. What a beautiful Sunday. XRP, XDC, XLM, Flare, and H-Bar. Yes, indeed. And we are cleaning up on all of those, indeed. And then some. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. I think I'm all caught up. We caught up. Trading with J-Rod and Mr. Bams, welcome in. And thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the 589 badge. Thanks both of you from the bottom of my heart. Please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live and we continue to grow this unbelievable community. Because we do have a spectacular community. Oh, and another good thing is BITUNIX. I talked about the update yesterday. They updated it. There's a whole caboodle of trading pairs now, and a much more opportunity there for all of us fellow traders in the USA. So I'll put that up here just in case anybody's trying to trade XRP without having to even use a VPN, as it gets rather annoying. So I'm going to put that out here, but we've got to get into this. I'm going to timestamp this, and we're going to get into this because we got a lot to discuss here. So if you are in the USA and you're looking to trade XRP, lowest spot fees, futures fees, and all that good stuff, I'm not going to talk about it anymore till the end, but that's your way to get it. So, good evening. 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, March 3rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I believe I did 2 intros, but that's okay because sometimes people come in late. So XRP right now, the most important thing, yes, we had a liquidity candle. No, we are not surprised by it because we talked about the fact that if 615 didn't hold, that it was very possible we could come down and strike 57.7 cents to at least come 3/4 of the way down on the first liquidity candle from before. The couple days before, we had a 13.6% drop. We've secured that now. And if we want to look for something that looks similar, that has already broken out, Doge is up, and Julie's laughing at us. Well, not really, but she is up another 9%, and Julie's almost up 200% from her recent buy-in where I bought it back for at 5.5 cents. She made a tremendous run already on it. 50 bucks is up over 1,500 bucks almost now. It's incredible. Over 15, almost 16 now. So this is the exact move Doge made, and just take a look at it. Just take a look at this part of the formation because I believe XRP is lagging behind right now. And with this, with this liquidity grab, and we're not paying attention to Doge here, but with the liquidity grab, it came down and now Doge is swinging out. If you take a look at what looks very similar with the formation that XRP itself is in, not that I put any stock into what Doge is doing in relation to XRP, same exact moment though. This is the exact same movement prior to the 8 to 10% surge. Once this surges, it's going to look exactly the same. Most of crypto, and I pointed at at Dogecoin, but most of crypto is gonna go in this way. Most of it looks like this. I just am saying. So I just pointed to that one because it's very obvious. You can even see the rotation even before it looks just like Doge. Drop back up. Both of them had this big consolidation candle first, then up. Consolidation candle, then up. It's doing the standard liquidation of longs and shorts, and this is what is necessary to keep the liquidity pool, up and coming. You want to see this. So in the 30-minute time frame, oh, Tommy Guns, thank you so much for the $1.99 donation. I greatly appreciate that on this Sunday, the first donation of any kind here on this live. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I haven't even talked about it. What an amazing person you are, Tom. Thanks so much. So does everybody think that this looks like a bull flag? I mean, let's be honest. Does this feel like a bull flag here? NAA, I'm so glad you found this channel as well. I'm about to come up to my 3-year anniversary here on YouTube. I started on either March 28th or 30th. I can't remember. But I have not missed a day. I'm proud to say in 3 years, I've been here every single day. Every single day through the highs and the lows. And now we're swinging again. So what XRP is doing is we had the initial breakout attempt. And this is beautiful at 63.27. Now we're looking to back test at 62.5 cents. Now, I will say, if we're trying to do this from a broader perspective, and maybe that is what we're really looking at, I'm okay with putting this only because it expands the size of the flag so that we can now see it evenly. So I'm okay with doing that, but I'm not necessarily thinking that's what was going on there. I mean, it might have been because it played out that way, but I still like the higher up. But just in case it falls through, we must know. We have to understand that it could have a comeback through to about the 623 level, and that does come down a little bit below the 6259. Because right now we're trying to hold and back test this and validate the next move. The next move is going to be, and that's the size of this bull flag, is going to be up to 64.4 cents, but the actual flag itself, so the pull is going to bring you up to 67.7, but the flag is going to bring you up to that initial at a 64.4. So that's how you get the two separate targets. So initial target to hit and break over 64.4. Ultimately, that should give you enough juice to hit 70 or 67.6 cents. If that happens and somehow we end up on top of this rising channel resistance, after a breakout, whoops, wrong chart, but after a breakout, as we know, we broke out of a couple different formations here. Let's pull this out into a bigger formation. We broke out into a couple, where the heck is my other chart? Oh, that is this one. We broke out into a couple different formations, and this is from January of 2024. And I don't want to say but we have. We've telegraphed this. I told everybody, if you haven't bought in yet, get in at 48.8 cents, so somewhere around there with that double bottom that was actually a triple bottom and looked like it was going to start pulling up here. And if it did, it was a bullish Gartley. We had a hypothetical view here where I drew this out exactly like this. I drew this out I should have just kept it. But we drew it out exactly like this. We said, what if it comes up and does this, and that's how it gets up here? We were still in this part of the rotation, and I said, wouldn't it be nice to immediately be up 35 to 40% on XRP, even if you just bought in right here on this rotation? And that's exactly what's playing out now. And a lot of people are doing leverage, and they're getting hammered, because I'm going to be honest with you, that's the biggest trick in the book right now. Hey, do leverage, do leverage. Even when I spotted this out by the eye when that came on, that's what I was anticipating yesterday. It has not changed. I just made it a little more defined on a different chart so it's easier to see exactly what I'm thinking. But everybody seems to think leverage is the way to go because it'll build up an easy portfolio. I give you this. If you know what you're doing, sure, you can advance your portfolio. But even if you know what you're doing, I guarantee you every single person trading leverage that is doing it the right way or actually knows what they're doing, they've got a great spot bag filled up, and this is a way that whether they have to fill a gambling itch, whether they just want to take a chance, whether they want to have a little bit of fun, or whether they think they see something, because nobody's exempt to the moves like yesterday. Nobody. We had a 13.4% liquidity candle a couple days ago, and yesterday or early today, we had a liquidity strike again. I've often told you guys from several years ago, my bagel gate, and Julie loves that I tell the stories and I'm brutally honest with everybody, but I had a bagel gate, I call it. Me and Julie got bagels around the time we first moved or bought this house. No, about a year before we bought it, because we wanted to own here because it was Julie's family. So they were trying to get out and we took it a little early. So we had 1 year before we actually bought it. Now we own it for a couple years. But anyhow, we had bagel gate. I was in a leverage trade. I was doing fucking fantastic with XRP. It was a 20x trade. I had built $293 and it was up over $776. And then while I was doing my bagel, I had no idea. After it had moved up to 1,300, I put a stop loss on underneath that would have guaranteed me and cleared me about $1,100 to the top. You know, after buying it for $293, could have sold it for $1,100. Stop loss failed. Exchange went down, supposedly. That was the excuse of why we couldn't, you know, our stop losses didn't work. And I know for a fact the exchange was actually up and they were giving us mumbo jumbo. But anyhow, that's besides the point. I went to do the bagel, and instead of being there with my own two eyes, seeing the pattern breaking down and being able to sell out by hand, I ate my bagel, and 7 minutes later, I went from my $293 20x leverage being up to $1,300 to being liquidated in 7 minutes. In 7 minutes on like a 16% candle wick, and the next day, that same 20x trade would have netted me about $4 grand had we have not had that liquidity candle. So I only say that because yes, we can make every right move. We can go take a shower, we can go take our dog out, we can go attend to our kids. But that's what happens. That's what happens. And we have to be very wary. Right now, I'm very optimistic. Look at XRP. Does anybody see what's going on here at the end of the day? 2 hourly inverted hammer candle on the breakout point. 4 hourly looks like an inverted hammer candle on the breakout point. Daily time frame 8 and absorbed that entire drop from yesterday. And believe it or not, we're still going to end up on the top side of this with a squeeze candle. So I think everybody needs to be optimistic here. Be cautiously optimistic, as I say every single day here. But I don't believe this rally's over yet. I don't believe it's over. Just like I said yesterday, be very careful if you go short on Bitcoin, because I believe the shorts were going to get hammered yesterday. Not to say it wasn't going to be the right move, but I thought that we were set up for a move up out of Bitcoin, which I anticipated, or I at least diagnosed as this bull flag that I seen developing very early. And now if it breaks out, we're going up to 66,487. Shorts are absolutely getting, I mean, and if you look at Bitcoin, the problem with Bitcoin shorts, they think it's easier to trade. So instead of going 20x, go ask your friends if they if they leverage trade Bitcoin. They're between 30 and 50x on average is the average leverage on the books, which is astounding. But they look at it as more wide for them to go. So now we're looking at it, and Bitcoin's up 2.5% from that short that I told everybody, please, if you respect me, make sure that you get rejected at 61,000. Remember yesterday, 61,813 before you go short. Had you have just listened to that advice, if somebody did go short, we would have seen that W reversal form right on that line, and in fact, it went bullish instead of bearish, like I predicted. Just out the gate, I even said if it's going to go bearish, we're going to have that liquidity draw from somewhere. And I don't think Bitcoin came all the way up here not to seek 66K. I really don't. That's the technical target from the broadening wedge. And if you look at the move from here, they're essentially the same. We'll just put it at the lower side, 66,283. The broadening wedge breakout point for Bitcoin is that technical target. Also, we discovered the broadening wedge when everybody was talking about a bull flag, and I said, stop listening to that. Bitcoin's gonna have a massive drop from here. It was at 48.8. We talked about the 37 to 30 or 35 to 38,000 drop, and it hit it on the bottom of the broadening wedge. It could have went down farther, but the broadening wedge held. Then it came up and over. This whole move's been predicted by the formation. Now we have a cup that's formed from all-time highs back in November of 21. Do we really think it's gonna stop here? Or do we really think it's not gonna go to the cup? That's all I've been asking everybody from the beginning. Have faith in what I do since 21, and now everybody's reaping the rewards along with me. Even in the midst of a bear market, my $7,000 portfolio is over 17,000. Over 17,000 in the midst of a bear market. And altcoin still. Light Switch Tom's been a member. It's 2 months now. It says 1 month, but he's re-up for 2 months now because that's the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. So not even YouTube can fool us. You are now a 2-month member of Tom's Army. Algo is sure kicking ass, somebody said. It sure is, and isn't everybody glad? On FOMO Fridays and Winning Wednesdays, if you're new, we did a FOMO Fridays and Winning Wednesdays back in June and July. We started it because all these tokens were way down. I can't say that we predicted this move any better, but guys, we just talked about this. Did we not predict this move to a T? I'm not here to trick anybody. I'm not here to make money off of you. In fact, I'm here because I need to not only push my own portfolio in a positive way, and this keeps me honest with myself, but I also said if I ever had the knowledge and I ever had a platform, I would never miss a day unless the Lord Almighty himself put me out of commission. And I think I'm here to serve a higher purpose here because we've gotten our portfolios on track from 21, made massive rally, and then we sold out in 21 several months later. And we turned a $3,500 portfolio, and when we sold it out, it was about 16 grand. And we know what we did with precious metals, with the profits. We know what we did on the way down. Now with Algo, we bought under here, and I said I would not buy if it came above this 10-cent mark. And I said once it did that, it was going to be a quick shot to 30 cents. Does anybody remember that in July? In August, when we built up 7,700 tokens on just $75 a week during this consolidation around 10 cents and under. We did it as a community. And now look what happened. It's incredible. Yes, FOMO Fridays, Tonye. Crypto Scrooge remembers. Yes, indeed. FOMO Fridays, indeed it was. And we'll go back to FOMO Fridays when it's relevant. Remember what I said. We don't do FOMO Fridays when we're about to have a break. Once the breakout starts. Or Winning Wednesday. So we had to put it on hold. But I'm blessed. We got H-Bar. We got Casper. We got Solo. We got Corium. We got Flare. We got Algo. All on FOMO Fridays. We also own VeChain and ZIL and DGB and XRP, XLM, XDC. You know, Gala we got on FOMO Fridays as well. So, it's been a beautiful thing we've accomplished here. But we still have, we're not done yet. As I always say, it's not about how you get there. It's not about the final destination. Okay, and for everybody watching, if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you appreciate how much stuff I do, please hit that like button. I don't think it's acceptable, only 111 likes and 184 people watching. Not saying it's not a lot of likes, but I think we can do better than that. And if you appreciate the time I put in, even on a Sunday, take no days off, hit that like button so I can continue to grow this beautiful community, because I believe we're the most undervalued community on all of YouTube. I know, even though we have 20,500 subscribers, that sounds crazy to be undervalued. But I believe by 2028, if we do this right, we're going to have over 100,000 subscribers here and strong. It's going to be a journey. That'll be 7 years into our journey, and I don't think it's far off to say that we could achieve that great goal. I don't. So please hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live and our content. So that's what I'm looking at there for H-bar. Looking to just hold this consolidation, and we got to get back to XRP because we only have 9 minutes until the close. 22.92, at least hold there, but it's already breaking out now. We're breaking out of this cup, and now the handle. Our next resistance is going to be up there about right around that 30-cent mark. Let's just call it for what it is. Mando Lean, thank you so much for the $5 donation. I greatly appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Yes, if you are bullish, like Messi says, hit that like button if you're bullish. Marvelous Wonderland, thank you so much for being the 112th like. I don't think 100,000 by the end of the year. I tell too much truth, I'll be honest. We have to have a massive bull run for me to explode into a fashion to where our portfolio is going to have to go from 7K to about 50 to 60 for it to really start. Well, maybe not that far. It'll probably have to be around 20, 25 grand for everybody to start buying in. But right now, you know, it's amazing what we've accomplished, and XRP's at 62.5 cents. Right now, I would like to talk with the community. I'm not one to take out many leverage trades, as you know. I don't like to leverage trade very often. And the last time I advised a leverage trade, we all know what happened. We were up 148% when we sold. So I have an honest question to ask with the audience right now. If you were watching, and this doesn't mean we're going to open a leverage trade, or you're going to, but I want to know the parameters. If you are watching this right now, and let's just say you opened up a 10x trade right now at 65.5 cent area, where would your stop loss be? Because you're not going to want to ride this outside of here. But let me just be very frank with you. You actually have a crazy opportunity here, because I would set this. I don't know where we would even set this, but you could even bring this down all the way down here to 62 cents, or maybe even further, down to below this structure right here at even 618. And even on a 10x trade, that's only 13% if you're only willing to watch it. So it's very difficult to say, though, whether or not it's going to break out for sure. For sure. But I would say if you're doing a stop loss under 61 cents just to be safe. But honestly, if you're riding these, you're not looking at the stop loss. You're looking at the fact that you think this is going to break out. And the first sign of this structure being lost, you don't even have to ride it down to 61 cents, I'll be honest. If you're watching this structure and it proves this bearish and you get rejected here, it's done. You could be in as a little at 62.5 and be out by 62 cents if it gives you the proper. The problem is in the 30-minute, you got the 200-day riding down at 61. That's why it's dangerous to do a leverage trade, especially on an engulfing candle to the downside. So what I would say is I would choose to wait, have that quick, because if we're going to go up, this isn't a case like 2 days ago where I said it's going to go up with no stopping after the close. I think you should probably wait until you get the fake out to the bottom, maybe even at 62 cents, and try to catch a fake spike down if that's what you're going to do. I highly discourage most of you, though, even probably myself, from even taking this, because that is an engulfing candle. And as much as I want to say that this is a great spot, and it is, because Bitcoin's going to close over 63,000. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to push you in any way. But this is an interesting spot here. It's a very interesting spot. Everything is screaming bearish until that bullish to me, when most might be saying bearish. But I am still cautiously optimistic, because I am aware, just like most of you are, what is formed here. And XRP likes to be a bitch a lot. That very well could have formed some kind of rising channel. And XRP has been known to do this and then just swing it back up after to try to liquidate all of the leverage traders first. And then it could say, oh, outside of the wick, I had a big W reversal. How didn't anybody see it? Right? We've been a victim of this before with XRP. So let's just make sure we know what's going on. That's why I say spot's king. But I will still cater to the ones that I know are going to go outside themselves and try to leverage trade, because it's my job to be here for each and every one of you. So whether I agree with it or not, I'm still going to actually show you the chart and not make you feel bad about doing one thing or the other, because that's not my job. So right now we got 5 minutes until the close. Let's look at some of the technical indicators real quick. Market cap, let's see. I want to go into the technical indicators, and we're going to see exactly what's setting up here. If you're trying to do this yourself, just go to more technicals and then go into the 1 day chart. No, the 4 hourly, sorry, not the 1 day. Daily's always going to wait until the close. So right now the 4 hourly says sell, to sell. What does that say? How many neutral is that? But that's the oscillators. That's 2 sell, 9 neutral. But the moving averages are 13 buy, 1 neutral, 1 sell. And that's a strong buy. And then coming on into the Fibonacci, because I know a lot of people like it, I just don't use it, but I still show you the Fibonacci retrace levels because I believe they're important if my audience wants to see it. And it's getting awfully dark out here all of a sudden. XRP Fibonacci retracement in the daily. So S1 support. So first the pivot point is 54.75 cents. S1 support, if you're looking at the Fibonacci, make sure if you're making a trade according to this and pushed up pretty nice to mine, you want to make sure you're holding 52.87 cents. If you go to S2, it's 51.7 cents, and S3 is 49.8 cents. Pivot points 54.7 cents. Resistance 1. How perfect is the rising channel resistance right now? That's resistance 1 on the Fibonacci in the 4 hourly right now. 56.6 cents. Wait a minute, why is it 56.6? That doesn't make any sense. That seems kind of low to me. This has not updated. See, that's why I don't like the Fibonacci. Because we're above these resistance. Okay, so to me, this is invalidated. That entire thesis for the Fibonacci, the former levels are invalidated. So that's what I mean. The Fibonacci ends up being a lagging indicator until it breaches the next zones. Especially when you do a new swing high. So that's interesting, but 66.6 cents is what we're targeting right now. If we fall back down, sure, you can look at those levels if we fall back into those ranges. But right now, it's not doing us much good. While we're waiting, let's read this, because this is something that always makes me like uncomfortable. When people start spouting over the burn rate, and then listen to how many tokens that were burned, and you tell me if this is something to be excited about. I'm going to tell you right now. For the agenda that we think is going to happen with XRP, you don't even want them burning tokens. The whole thing that makes it desirable is the fact that it could be a liquidity hub for banks around the world. Not that it's going to be a reserve world currency, but the fact that it could be the liquidity hub for the bank's books in lieu of a cashless, when we go cashless in lieu of cash, to where they can infinitely print. So when I read stuff like this, it makes me uncomfortable because they're making a big deal, but listen to how much it was actually burned. And remember, there's a total circulating supply of well over 99.4 billion right now. So listen to how many was burned, and you tell me if this makes any impact or not. XRP burn mechanism eyes abnormal spike amid XRP price rally. In a recent turn of events, the XRP Ledger blockchain has witnessed a staggering surge in the burning of XRP tokens, reaching an unprecedented level not seen since mid-January. According to the latest data from XRP Scan, a whopping 6,721.92 XRP out of a current circulating supply of over 54.4 billion was burned, compared to the previous day's source, XRP Scan. The surge in burns comes amid a remarkable rally in the price of popular token. Over the course of this week alone, the XRP price has soared by over 15%, painting an impressive weekly candle on its price chart. Despite a momentary setback earlier today, where a wave of selling momentarily wiped out nearly 9% of its gains, the resilience of buyers swiftly pushed the price back up to 62.4 cents per token. XRP to USD. This surge as XRP burn activity is not merely coincidental. It is the direct consequence of measures put in place to safeguard XRP Ledger from spam and denial of service attacks. Each transaction on the network incurs a small cost. Yes, thank you, JW. FUD. FUD. Ooh, somebody talking about the FVG. Another reason why I said I would not be one to take that leverage trade right now. until it meets certain parameters. As a network activity increases, so does the cost of transactions, making it prohibitively expensive to disrupt the network intentionally or inadvertently. The exponential increase in XRP burn activity underscores the growing demand and interest in the cryptocurrency. With prices soaring and market sentiment bullish, investors and enthusiasts alike are eagerly capitalizing on the opportunity, driving up both trading volumes and transaction fees. So I like to share the stories so that you can hear it from here and not somewhere else. Let's be honest. So I think that is a lot of hogwash. Like, what the hell does it matter if we burn 7,000? Like, who cares? That's like a millionaire giving me $1. He doesn't even know. It's worse than that. It's like a billionaire giving me $1. $7,000, okay? It's like somebody with $54 billion giving me $7,000. Is he even going to care? Or $6,000? No. The burn, I mean, it almost, and they try to make us feel like we're fools or something in this community, but we're not. We're not. But we have to have strong leadership, and that's where I come in. At least I try to each and every day. And if you're trying to trade XRP, look in the video description below, the pinned comments on BITUNIX. They even updated their servers now, so it has a lot more pairs. And it's actually a pretty nice user experience, I must say. And it's been for well over 7 months for me. Make sure you click on that. If you're sick of paying the fees of Uphold and all these other jokers, even though I love Uphold, I can't stand the amount of fees. So I looked another way, and I've been case studying this exchange for over 7 months. And we've noticed it doesn't go down on high times of volatility. And they finally did an update that I've been eagerly anticipating overnight, and it's finally done. Everything's working back to normal. And now we've got a bunch of trading pairs that we didn't have before. So make sure you click on that link. Lowest spot fees and leverage trading fees. And they have incentives if you if you put in portfolio of a 400,000, you get 5 grand. 200,000, you get 3 grand. It's like, and then it goes down from there, but all the way down to $1. But I've been enjoying it, and the fact that it doesn't go down on me in high times of volatility is all I can ask. But right now we did close, as somebody said, over 62.7 cents roughly. We close at at worst 62.56, which is a beautiful sign to see. So I'll just say we close at 6256 on average. And this is a beautiful close. We close over the 625 despite a volatile swing down overnight, and we still managed to clear. And this is supposed to be 625. Ignore the 627. We still managed to close above that 625. If you ask me, that's an absolutely remarkable job XRP did overnight. And what is everybody's opinion who's watching? Do you think this is a catalyst for another move up? Do you believe, as what I'm seeing right now, as long as we break down, or don't break down, and we use this perfectly as it's supposed to, this could be showing us our breakout right here. And this could have been our retest candle down to 625. We don't know. But this very well could be the start of a breakout. A lot of the indicators are going to show up bearish, especially if a move is coming. So we've got to make an educated and informed decision here. Is it set up in the same way we seen Doge just a few short hours ago in the same exact setup move up about 10%? Because it is in the exact same setup Doge was. And Doge ended up pushing up out of here. As to where, if you're looking at XRP right now, in comparison to Doge, XRP is still in this rotation right here, and it's getting ready to bounce out. So that's where it's at right now. So XRP is trying to bounce out of this area right now, as Doge already has. So it looks pretty damn close pattern-wise to what I've been seeing across the board here throughout the day. So now it just comes, are we going to break up? And as we know, we've been breaking out universally from pattern to pattern to pattern. And that was the July of 2023 pattern that's clearly broken out. And now we're pushing on to bigger and better things as long as it plays true. And that's at 66.6 cents. Technical target right now after the drop yesterday and this bull flag that formed is 67.7 cents. If for whatever reason this fell down, this is the technical target on a breakdown, is 57.4 cents. So, or no. Yeah, because I have the Bullflag measured. 57.47 cents on a breakdown. I'm just trying not to confuse everybody with a bunch of lines, but that's where it would go. That's where it would go. That's why I don't have a bunch of different things out there. But I guess I could, for the purposes of this live, this is all it would do. So basically you clone it. Whoops. Of course it would take that one. What a surprise. But you clone it. Oh, trust me, when you start doing your own technical analysis, get ready for this, especially if you're like me and you use a touchscreen. Oh, get used to the heartache. Oh, get used to it. But don't get mad at it. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that you're learning what you're learning, and then you can do something that most will pay a financial advisor for that they don't even do dick. No offense to anybody who has one. They just read you the comment. You could just read Gregory Manarino, and he'll give you that same list, or Peter Schiff. They can give you the FANG stocks that you can do it yourself. Not that I would, but at this stage. But anyhow, that's the breakdown there. And that's 57.4 cents. So I like to make my audience aware, if it were to break down, that that's where it could go. So if you think about a drop that could have a drop like that in comparison, so you think of a leverage trade, how many people are open if there again was an 8% liquidity drop again, which I'm not anticipating. I'm anticipating the move up. But what if it does go down? Just because I'm not anticipating it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Like I always say, I'm not a genius. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm just able to put us in the best possible position to win because I understand formations like many others do not. So, and I put a lot of time and dedication into this, and I know my audience understands. That's why you show up day after day, and that's why 198 people are in here right now on a Sunday. I have been overlooking that this entire live, and I apologize. Thank you all so much for all of you tuning in. Wow. Holy smokes, you want to talk about a cool feeling on a Sunday? That is a cool feeling. Thank you all so much for that, seriously. So, that's what we're looking at for XRP. Let's see how it plays out here in the next 24 minutes, because we're going to be together for at least the next 25 minutes or so. We're nowhere near done yet. But as I was saying earlier, it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about the journey of how you got there. So it's the ebb and flows, up and downs, all that work, the hard sweat, the pain, the sorrow, the misery, the ups and downs. Once you get to the end, that's great. Everybody's going to see the accomplishment, but it's what was made. That's what forms you. The integrity, the way that you presented yourself along the way that you stuck to what you knew, despite everybody telling you otherwise, is what's going to define what you end up doing in the end. There's no truer words than I can give you than that this evening. You must follow your own heart and your own desires. Even if they go against what I say, you might want to weigh what you are thinking up against my own because of my proven track record. And because if I fail at this, I have no fundamental future. Let's just put it that way. And I built a hell of a safety net right now with my precious metals. And now with crypto, what's starting to go. So, but you know, one screw up at any step, it's all over. Everything I worked for, I could fuck it up in one fair swoop, excuse my French. So that's why you should trust somebody who's a working man, just like each and every one of you, and who's trying to go for bigger and better things. Who's been able to now do this as my new 9 to 5. Before I started YouTube, but now I'm expanding into YouTube. This is what allowed me to stay home and try to do things, but it can get better than that. I was a swing trader at the time. I don't even need to do that now. Now I can be an accumulator when it's in the bear markets, and then every year or so, after you accumulate, within a year, typically you're going to get your payoff. So right now my payoff would be 7,000, would be about 17.5. But this isn't the payoff I'm talking about. I'm waiting for the next bear market for my altcoins. Hedera right now looks very nice. It's in a rising channel, but this might just be an upward bullish consolidation on a bull flag kind of, but it's not technical. I guess you could, but it's not. Maybe a pennant flag would be more likely, but maybe not even that because it is a channel. So I would just say a channel, a rising channel. But if we broke down, you'd have 8.7. But I suspect with the way the market's going and the fact that this is put in a bullish handle on the cup, that this is going to break to the top side, and in the near term, we're going to be seeing 14.3 and then ultimately probably 18 cents. You can't hide the fact that this is a bullish handle that's already broke up. on a very long-term cup here. So I'm very, very happy with H-bar, and the fact that on Winning Wednesdays we bought this as a community at 5.2 cents on average. $50 a week for 11 weeks it took us, or 10 weeks, I mean. Something special. Something special. Other ones that we need to pay attention to this evening, XDC, as it's attempting to start a breakout. It's down 5.8% over the last 24 hours. But we already started a breakout. Now we're just having a backwards consolidation. Nothing looks bad about this. And in fact, our first technical target is 505. And then ultimately, if we can get on top of that level, you have a major resistance at 591. And then technically, you are trying to break out for this move is up to about 8.3 cents. 8.3 cents is the technical what we're trying to do here. You haven't had an update really on this XDC chart in a minute, but look at this 4-hourly that it finished with. That's a nice 4-hourly. Not to mention, what do I always talk about? The back test that has to happen most times. It tried to come down. This is not the back test. Don't get confused. This is the technical move up. So yeah, it looks good because it looks like it back tested that line, but that's not an official line. That's the technical target from wherever it decided to break out, and that was my estimation. So that's that. DGB, and we bought at about 3 cents on average. I have 40,000 XDC. DGB, 77,777 tokens at 0.007. It's a little bit under that, but I'll just say 007 because I did buy some at 008, 10,000 tokens. The rest I bought at 006, roughly. So obviously it's lower, but I like to say 007 just for the hell of it. I love DGB and the Internet of Things. It's my baby. Been talking about this baby for 3 years. Bought at 5 cents, sold at 15 and 21. Didn't buy back until 006. Have 7.77 times more than I had before. Cost me $500 to buy it back then. To buy 77,777 tokens when I did now, it cost me about $500. Cost me less than when I paid for 10,000 in 21. So put that in perspective. That's how you become, I told you, build portfolios in independent wealth, not in a bull market. You have to get rid of what you have in a bull market and redo it in a bear market. And you have to rinse and repeat. Millionaires just keep doing it at higher levels. The ones with dollar heirs, they do it at lower levels. 100 heirs higher than dollar heirs. 1,000 heirs higher than 100 heirs. Tens of thousands of heirs higher than 1,000 heirs. 100,000 heirs higher than 10,000 heirs. Millionaires higher than 100,000 heirs. Billionaires higher than millionaires. Trillion, it goes on and on and on. But they're always doing the same thing, just higher risk reward. But the more money you have, the less harm, because then you can always continue to average down until that next breakout. And they all know the charts at a finite level, and they understand trading bots because most of them are part of the real world experience. I'll just say that without getting in trouble. So DGB, we're waiting on the move to 183. I called a very long time ago for everybody that DGB, when it was at 008, I said, if you think this is a bad buy, you better think again, because it's about, once it holds 0084 and then breaks up, we were going to go all the way up to 1.3, and that was just, there was no doubt about it. It was so suppressed, and then I said, look out even farther. But I guaranteed 1.3 in a very short amount of time. And if you just listen, anybody who's been watching for a very long time, because I know this audience listens when I speak, especially with what they've seen me do with my own portfolios over the years, you'd be up 78% right now. You'd be up 78% even from that point. And then, like I always say, you can do whatever you want with XRP, you can do whatever you want with your own stuff you hold, but that doesn't save you from the fact that you could accumulate during these times, not right now, but when it was highly undervalued, and then you could take it upon yourself. And then in these times, right now even, if you hate everything, you could go sell anything from 75, 80% with like XRP, and all the way up to with Flare, where we're up 500 to 600%. Multiple other ones like Gallup, 300 to 400%. We've got many of them, we're up several 100%. Just because XRP is my worst performing asset doesn't mean I have a vendetta against it. Doesn't mean I hate it. Honestly, I'm very happy. Because if my worst performing asset over the last year, and go put this up against any asset manager you have in the finance field, year over year, what do you think your difference is going to be with a financial advisor? My portfolio, my worst performing asset out of 13 cryptocurrencies, ISO and IoT tokens, my worst performing asset, and we'll look at it right now. What is the actual percentage? This is my worst performing asset that I own for the year over year. Actually, just in portfolio terms at all, to be honest. The only one that can even compete is Casper, but it hasn't had any kind of significant move. But if you set out of 12 assets you owned, your lowest performing asset's up 80% year over year, what would you say? What would you say? You'd say, well, sign me up to this guy. What do I give him my money? Now, look, we're starting to break out here. So remember that leverage trade we talked about. Pay very close attention and have a stop loss in the right place, everybody, if you're doing it. So that's all I'm saying. Initially, we came down to 625, 6248 with XRP, but now it quickly, and you can see it better in the 1 minute, it quickly has now tried to find some traction here. So pay very close to the XRP in this next daily candle. We came back down, and it looks like we're quickly gaining traction right now, although I don't necessarily like the kind of W it formed because it might come back down. Still, this could be an overzealous rise. But it could be the start of something more. That's XLM. So wait, pay attention for XLM. XRP. Oh man, XRP looks fantastic. That's fantastic. That's what I was hoping for. For the record, everybody who's been watching since the beginning, this is what we were. No, not. How could you have a? If you have a stop loss at 58 cents, you might as well just play it to liquidation. That's what we wanted. That's a bullish Gartley if it plays up. Off of the 625 support, off of as well the pattern formation that looked like a Bullflag. So if it was me, if you're putting a stop loss, if it comes under the 624 mark, you're not trying to be in this. Even now, you've got an opportunity. If that, I would put the stop loss. Honestly, we've all got a golden ticket here. I put it under that W reversal. If that W doesn't hold, it's busted anyhow. So you could put it and have a very small stop loss at just under, depending on exchange. And this is the perpetual futures right here. See, this hasn't pulled up. What the hell is going on here? I was going to say that is not XRP. Right here. So you'd put your stop loss under that W right now. Because this is the formation where technically you're thinking it could break out. You could put it under there. Or if you're trying to be safe under here. Or very safe under here. But me, I'm looking at that W now as the breakout point. If that doesn't break out, it sells you out. You lose like $5-10 maybe. Even on a big leverage of 10x maybe. But then you've got the opportunity if it comes back below it. That is probably what I would be looking at right now because it's presenting an opportunity where it's giving you a very opportune moment to have a very close stop loss here, to be honest. So for everybody asking, that is probably what I would do. FYI, if that was me. So, but I'm not you. You're not me. We all have different motives here. That would put, you know, from a standpoint, honestly, of what it's doing, I mean, that is not much to ask, especially with Bitcoin, if it's going to pump. But remember, we do have these artificial pushes up a lot of times right when the chart first flips. So we have to make sure that this is valid. But let's just say from 6.29. That's literally, all you have to do is put on, I would put it at 6 point, underneath that wick. So I'd probably put it at 623. It would cost you 9%. If you did a $1,000 trade, that's a $90 risk. Is basically what it comes down to. So on a 10x trade, that's 90% from where it's at. Or 9% on a 10x trade if you put a stop loss. So just consider that. But you all have to think for yourselves. I can't tell you what to do. But that is just what is setting up, and that's what most leverage traders are most likely looking at right now. So I like to try to stay on their books. So that's coming to an end here, folks. I want to read one more thing. My voice is getting a little tired. If you do appreciate what I do, consider sending, as it's the start of a new month, one time per month, sending a YouTube super chat to help pay it forward and fund this beautiful program. Or consider joining Tom's Army here and getting the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens in month 1 and so on. Make sure you do hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. And if you are leverage trading, please make sure you're careful because I don't advise it. The spot place is the best place to be. But you have to make an educated and informed decision for yourself. And other than that, if you're looking to trade XRP in the USA and many other cryptos, BITUNIX is pinned in the comments below or in the video description below. You can look. But they have the lowest spot fees and futures trading fees in the USA. And they don't make you use a VPN. They've never given up on XRP. And they do have a license in the USA since 2021. And if you're in Canada as well, I found out they got a license in Canada. I looked for my friends up there who were asking in 2023. So yes, US and Canada, that is very restricted with crypto and XRP. It's available for both of you. So take a look at that. Ripple XRP price poised for a massive breakout in March. And this is according to the analyst. So analysts predict a bullish future for XRP, expecting a substantial price increase to nearly $2 by July. See, this is all bullshit. We're not reading this. Actually, you know what? I will so that everybody can read this here instead of somewhere else. But $2 by July, is that steep? Maybe it will be, but who knows? Optimism is fueled by Ripple's legal developments in the Bitcoin halving event, with some predictions suggesting XRP could reach all-time highs beyond 585. Lord have mercy. Ripple's XRP has not recorded the same spectacular price ascents as other cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Shiba, and many other lately. Currently, it trades at about 62 cents, a 10% increase on a 2-week scale. However, numerous analysts remain confident that the asset will catch up in the following weeks and experience a substantial bull run. The ex-user Dark Defender claimed that XRP closed February above a critical resistance level, which suggests a possible monthly breakout. The analyst predicts the asset's valuation could skyrocket to almost $2. Remember, the only way that you could actually make that prediction, and this guy obviously is trying to get views too on his channel, but listen, the only way you could do that is if you validated a 6-year consolidation from all-time highs in January of 2018 to the consolidation low in March of 2020, it's above 10 cents. You'd have to break out from 75 cents and backtest that. That would be your signal for $2. That's the technical target, $1.98. To suggest this monthly candle close is how you get there is bullshit, in my opinion. Like, that's not giving you just due. All right, well, that's good enough for me. I seen all I need to see there because that's just, the information's not even correct, so I can't respect that. But that's my opinion there. So, other than that, pay attention to XRP. Because right now we're attempting a breakout. It's very exciting times here indeed. Whoops. As I just made everybody go tilting backwards, I apologize for that. Look out below. But XRP built this bull flag up as we diagnosed yesterday. And we were just waiting for it to play out. But this is that's not it. That's also not it. Where did my bull flag go? What happened to the bull flag? Oh, I see what happened. It's in a smaller time frame. What am I doing? So yeah, look at this. This is the bull flag now. We are attempting to break out. That is a bullish candle right there in the 15. That's a bullish candle. Now what typically happens here, we came up to 63. Now you expect a little squeeze event to happen. At least typically. Where should this squeeze to? Hold on. 628. 628 could be where it winds up here. And if it holds that 628 on this part of the candle, that's where it could be pushing out. On the perpetual futures chart, look at that. Reversal candle, beautiful breakout attempt. Came up to 631. Now if it backtracked to about 628, we're right in that range right now. The next 15-minute candle could be an explosive candle here, so get ready. The next 30 minutes would probably be a better way to look at this, but just get ready. This is a W reversal in the making. We're diagnosing it very early, and that looks like a reversal candle, even in the 30-minute, in a positive way. 15 minutes out ahead of this. And that's in the market cap even. So even in the market cap, you're seeing that form as well. This is very interesting. Beautiful setup here as well, as there's no reason to have a stop loss any lower than 52. I would just go 52.3 on the perpetual charts. But that's a W reversal that formed in the short time frame you can see as it came from here. And now it's forming out as we can see. So right now it's giving us a golden ticket. if you're looking for a chance here to have to not have a low stop loss, I would just put it under that W, because if that's the antagonist for a breakout, it cannot come below that area and break out. That's exactly how we used an early diagnosis the last time we were in a big 148% move within a leverage trade. So just watch this very carefully. I'm blessed and honored to be able to be here with you on this Sunday. I'm going to go inside. The girls have school in the morning, so they got to get done with their showers, and my son was feeling a little tired, Julie said, so I'm going to get back to being a dad. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you made it till the end, hashtag be better.